The Animal Liberation Front was started in England by Ronnie Lee and Cliff Goodman after they went to jail for beginning a group that used sabotage techniques that was based on another group, the hunt saboteurs, that would stop hunting by sabotaging the hunt, getting in the way of the hunter and the hunted. And when they got out of jail, Ronnie Lee and Cliff Goodman became a cop. Ronnie Lee started a new group called the Animal Liberation Front, which had a few purposes. One was to inflict as much property destruction on exploitation industries as possible, to weaken them economically. Two was to liberate animals from cages as often as possible. And three, this is important, that this is a nonviolent group. They do not consider property destruction violent. Three is never to harm a living being, human, animal, or non-human animal. So the Animal Liberation Front emerged as an idea. It became a small movement in England. It spread across the United States from coast to coast in the 1980s. It is now throughout the world, in Russia, in Mexico, almost everywhere. It is now 4 decades old. It is still vitally alive. It is an underground, illegal movement. It is demonized by the state as terrorist and criminal. But these are people who anonymously break into laboratories, mink farms, any place an animal is held captive, to liberate that animal, which is considered merely property, and to destroy as much of the exploiter's property as possible so that they cannot survive economically to hurt another animal again. This movement has been the most effective tactic we have ever found, the underground direct action movement. By direct action, I mean we take action ourselves against an exploiter. We don't ask a legislator to do it for us because they're in bed with the corporations. They're not going to help us. And any laws made for animals, welfare laws, are just that. They regulate the exploitation, they don't stop it, and they have no teeth. They don't mean anything. So we empower ourselves with direct action, and which can be legal or illegal, above ground or underground. But direct action, we empower ourselves, we go against an exploiter, and we say, if you don't stop, we're going to force you to stop. And that can be through any pressure technique, whether it's breaking into their laboratories, destroying their equipment, and taking out every animal, or making sure that economically they fail through a boycott or through pressure or through bad publicity. This is the most effective tactic our movement has ever developed, and countless thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of animals have been freed that no one even knew were held captive. So if now people in this movement, in the animal advocacy movement, to use the most general term, many people don't support this movement, which I find astonishing. And they speak in the language of the state, that this is a criminal movement. Well, let me tell you, whose side are you on? If this is the most effective tactic we've ever developed, if the laws are wrong and we break the law and therefore do the right thing, if we free animals when no one else is doing anything through these tactics, what is wrong with this? And what is wrong with people who have a problem with that? So I fully support that movement. It is still alive, and it will always be a part of our struggle. Even though the laws now are so fiercely repressive against anyone caught doing these tactics, people still do them. People are still committed to animal liberation.